Hi everyone, it's Elsie here and I have a pink paisley out for you today. It's ampersand week on the blog and I'll as always leave my blog post down below for you to go have a look at. And yeah, this layout was definitely a labour of love. I do love the end result, so that's good, but it was a bit of a struggle and I nearly gave up several times, but I persisted, so I was very happy about that. So I'm using some tracing paper and tracing some stars that I've already previously drawn and cutting my own cut file basically. I don't own a silhouette, so do everything by hand, and thankfully stars are really like some of the easier shapes that you can cut out. So I originally wanted to use my usual white cardstock as my background, and I was going to use that navy paper as to back that with, and I didn't like it. I know, it was covering up too much of that navy, and I absolutely love that navy paper. It's my favourite paper in the kit, and I didn't want to do that, so I was brave. I know, and I used pattern paper as my background, and I never do that. I don't think I've ever shown a layout on this channel where I've done that. The only other layout I can think of where I've like not used white cardstock as my background was the first ever layout I ever made, which will never see the light of day because it's horrendous. So I'm glad this one isn't as bad. I hope it's not. I hope you like it. Yeah, the first layout I ever made was pretty atrocious, but you know, the only way was up. So yeah, I just love that navy paper, so I decided to be brave and just go for it. So I'm paper piecing, well, I'm drawing right now a rocket to kind of piece together, and yeah, because this layout is all like kind of space themed and stars and all that jazz, I had to include a little rocket, didn't I? So that's just what I'm doing now. I love kind of the texture from the Moonstruck collection. Like, I absolutely love kind of like the watercoloriness, the kind of faded, distressed look of all the papers. It really works well, I think, when you're creating pages. It adds like a lot of interest, but also not like kind of being overpowering. So I really like that. I also, the stars behind the stars, the starception, was or is the vellum from the Sweet Freedom collection, which is amazing. It's like copper foiled. It's just my favourite specialty paper ever. And yeah, I ended up just backing all of that together and paper piecing the rocket. So yeah, I'll quickly explain the thoughts process behind this layout. I'll leave a link to the blog post down below as always, where I will explain that again, probably more coherently than I'm about to. But you know the quote, "I love you to the moon and back," that comes from a book called Guess How Much I Love You, which my mum used to read to me all the time when I was younger. So I've always wanted to kind of make a layout with the title "Love You to the Moon and Back," and because that quote has like the word "and" in it, and it's ampersand week on the blog, I was like, okay, that's great, because I can use the Moonstruck collection and use ampersands and use the title and it'll be great. And then I kind of got thinking, you know, there was like, I thought about putting like a giant ampersand onto my page, and I've done a layout before. I think I've done a layout actually called ampersand on my channel before, where I kind of, you know, a giant ampersand was like the focus of the page, and I love the way ampersands look and everything. But I wanted to try something a bit different, so that's where all these stars came in and all of that. And yeah, I kind of decided to use ampersands in a slightly more subtle way on this page. So yeah, let me kind of quickly explain how. So yeah, my quote kind of inspired the design, so like the moon and back, so I'm including a little moon and back, which I'm obviously interpreting, completely forgot the English language right there, but anyway. I'm interpreting the back in the quote as the ground, where I'm sort of putting my photo. So the layout is kind of split into two. So we've got the ground and then the stars and the sky and all of that jazz. So the "and" is kind of it's kind of like my way of like splitting the design up, I guess. And then obviously with all the embellishing and all the extra pieces that I'm putting on to decorate and embellish the page, those kind of like are helping sort of kind of connect the two sides together. So little things like I've just paper pieced that rocket, and that kind of looks like it's flying from the ground obviously to the moon or wherever, and it's kind of following that kind of circle. So that's kind of abstractly very abstractly being like my ampersand. And then the overlay from the Outfitters collection that I put over my photo also has kind of like a variation of the quote on it, so that was perfect. That was my title. And yeah, that kind of as well kind of connected the two sides together, because the overlay was also on the photo but also on the background, because it was white, so it worked perfectly. It's like showing up on the navy background. And yeah, it's just like finding little things, you know, making sense of the whole scene, I guess. And I love ampersands on layouts, I really, really do. And I still want to kind of remake this layout, but with a giant ampersand in the middle of the page, because I love them. But yeah, it's well, not more fun, but it's fun to like find ways to subtly incorporate a theme or a prompt into your page. Yeah, I think it pushes you creatively, and this layout really pushed me creatively, which I think is a good thing. Although I feel like I'm very much patterned, papered background out for a good long while now. Yeah, I can't believe I used such a dark pattern paper as a background. But anyway, I think it still feels fresh and airy and kind of me. I hope it does anyway. Although light, fresh and airy are definitely not three adjectives I'd use to describe myself. But anyway, yeah, moving on. So I'm fussy cutting out butterflies because of course I am, and I love that these butterflies are navy, and yeah, they're kind of subtle enough that they connect the two sides of the layouts designed together. And yeah, I just love how kind of photorealistic some of the elements are in the Moonstruck collection, like those flowers. Ugh, I love them. That's another one of my favourite papers. And oh look, I'm including an actual ampersand. This is from the die cut pack, and it was kind of a light pink, and yeah, it just nestled perfectly alongside the photo. So I've actually included an actual ampersand on this page. It's not all abstract. And yeah, I'm pretty much done. Just fluffing up the edges, adding some finishing touches with a white gel pen. That's the Uniball Signo one, and adding some more rub-ons. Absolutely love these rub-ons. I'm seriously hoarding them, but I can't hold them for too long because rub-ons go out of date. And I love this kind of scripty gold foil, and the white was looking a bit sort of too white and kind of stark, so I kind of very messily added some of that gold foil script on just to add a bit more texture, and yeah, that was me done. Added some sequins off camera because of course I did, and yeah, that's your lot. Oh dear. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this layout. I know it's something a bit different from me, but I still hope you like it, and yeah, I'll leave a link to the Pink Paisley blog post down below for you to go check out, and check out all the amazing things the rest of the design team are doing. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. Bye guys.